What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have Bitcoin retesting our line of resistance setting at $71,400. We also have the SPY setting at 534, pulling back just a bit off those highs. And we have GameStop back in the news. Uh, Roaring Kitty is back at it again, and GameStop sees another pump. Uh, for those of you who do not know who Roaring Kitty is, he was made famous last cycle whenever he shorted GameStop, and he nears the billionaire status off trading this stock. So, what does that mean for the markets? Are we near the end or can we go higher? Well, this would be a sign to start taking caution, in my opinion, but I still think we've got a ways to go. Where are we? We are in an election year, and this is a cycle of the 4-year presidential election, and it shows that generally speaking, election years are bullish, especially towards the back half of the year and into the start of the following year and later into that year before seeing a pullback. So I think this is where we are at. We are just getting ready to make another leg higher in a lot of these markets, but there are some signs that we should be cautious. We have gold, uh, wow, falling this morning. When I was prepping for this video, gold was up uh, a bit. It ran up yesterday. I see here on the RSI that this was starting to tick up on the daily, but would I be buying gold at this level? As an investor, I think you would be okay. I think gold is going much higher over the next couple of years. Um, for a short-term trade, you may see a bounce here, but for the midterm, if we go to the weekly chart, then I'm gonna have to reload this, guys. I am sorry. Hold on with me just one moment. I'm going to get this chart right back up because I want to show you what I see on gold and where I would like to try and get an entry on this. Again, if we go to the weekly chart, you can see that the weekly is still coming down and shows that we may bottom somewhere here later this month. So you may get a slightly better price. I could see gold possibly coming back down to around that $2,200 level. But really, I think it may hold this zone. So yeah, it might be a good time to get in, and that would be good for things such as the gold miners. This is GDX. The RSI is at the bottom on the daily. The weekly is similar though, but we still have that price target around $43 on GDX. So that could be a nice little return. It may take a little time to get there. This was measured off the inverse head and shoulders pattern we've seen that was building up over several years. So that could be your long-term price target. What else do we got? I wanted to share with you all out there who have 401ks or IRAs some ETFs that may be interesting for you if you want to get into uh, things such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of people that are in this space normally use wallets, and this is how I've gained some exposure. I have a wallet, it's a small account, but um, the majority of my holdings are in my IRAs. And so initially, when I got into crypto this cycle, I used some of these ETFs, and I just wanted to discuss what that could mean for you if you want to get in on these, and where these prices could go. So there is an Ethereum uh, spot ETF that you may have heard about, that is supposed to be launched very soon, and they say it has the potential of a $4 billion in just 5 months. So that means Ethereum could go much higher, currently sitting around $3,800, and you could see the price of Ethereum go up to around $8,000 to $10,000 this cycle. So you could see some big returns. But if you want to get in now before these launch, there is a way, and this is the Ethereum Futures ETF, EETH. This is the ETF that I currently use to gain the majority of my exposure to Ethereum, and it also offers high dividends. So that is good. I think the dividend on this thing right now is right around 10%. So you do have that as well. As a long-term investor, I think this is a great entry price. Short term, we could see some volatility come back down and possibly fill this gap or down a little further. But nevertheless, I do think that Ethereum will be much higher in another year, or by the end of this year, really, and then into 2025. Wanted to share with you this. Vivek puts this. Similar Scientific just bought another 17 million in Bitcoin. The era of MicroStrategy 2.0 is here. This is unstoppable now. And this chart here is the Bitcoin stop to flow model made famous by Plan B. And he has some price projections up here. This chart kind of shows it going up around, excuse me, guys, that $500,000 level. So I don't know if it'll go that high. Actually, it looks like this might be revised a bit. Maybe this is slightly lower now. Initially, it was a bit higher, but anyway, another ETF that you can use to gain exposure to Bitcoin if you have an IRA or 401k and want exposure without the hassle of opening up a wallet is MSTR. This is MicroStrategy, and this fund is ran by the famous Michael Saylor, currently sitting at 1697. And you can see here, this is also setting in this range similar to Bitcoin, but it is lagging Bitcoin's price just a bit. And it just broke out of this falling trend that we had here. And so this suggests a little inverse head and shoulders, could go back up towards the top side of this range, and I could see that happening pretty soon here with the way Bitcoin is moving. If you're interested in buying stocks, ETFs, crypto, or gold, you can do so over on Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood gives you a 1% bonus when you transfer an outside of brokerage account to Robinhood. Robinhood is a good way to begin building an investment portfolio, and they offer 8% or 8 times the national savings rate, and allow you to begin investing and building your portfolio with just as little as $1. Again, they allow you to invest in stocks, options, ETFs, commission free, and you can buy crypto such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as gold. If you're interested, there is a link down in the description. So let's get into crypto and what is going on. Well, we have the jobs numbers that came out this morning, the non-farm payrolls, higher than expected. 272,000 versus 185 expected. So we are kind of entering that point where bad news could be bad for the markets. And I think that's why you're starting to see a little pullback this morning. But nevertheless, in a way, this is still good news when you consider that the Fed may have to cut rates even sooner. Initially this year, it was thought that we would see rate cuts um, early this year, possibly in May and in July. That was pushed out as we seen the markets run up through the first quarter, and now we may see rate cuts even sooner. We know that the government will have to uh, support the economy and really the bonds markets because they have so much debt that they are going to have to find a way to pay that back and buy that debt. And they do that in many different ways, but one of those ways is to buy bonds. And so we know that they will be stimulating in the background, which is good for asset prices. But some of this news could cause a little volatility in the midterm. So, what about Bitcoin? Well, where are we going here? Honestly, looking at this chart, seeing a little bit of wicks here, a little indecision, we could possibly come back down and retest this trend line where we broke out of this pennant and then move higher. If we do manage to get through this line of resistance and flip this into support, well, I think we are going much higher, and I do think that is coming relatively soon. Um, but we will have to see and watch the price action. I do think the next stop for Bitcoin on the upside is that $76,000 level, somewhere in that range, possibly 80. Um, but we should see a pretty big bounce once we get out of this zone. I would like to see this breakout come down and form some sort of support here before taking off. I think that would be healthy for the markets on the daily. We are a bit towards the top side, so like I said, we could see a little pullback first. Um, but on the weekly chart, we are still in an uptrend, and this one is going to make me reload this as well. Sorry guys, hold on just 1 second. I need to figure out how I can do this so it does not require me to do this every time. But anyway, Bitcoin on the weekly chart, um, showing that we have reached the bottom on the weekly RSI and just starting to tick up. So you can see Bitcoin at much higher prices by uh, later this month, here in just a few weeks, or possibly later this summer. But I think we may have to wait closer to fall to really see those higher explosive prices. Ethereum, uh, kind of just hanging out here at 3,800. I guess it's really waiting to determine which way Bitcoin wants to go. The RSIs are towards the bottom, but if Bitcoin runs, I do suspect we will see Ethereum run, or if we get news about these Ethereum ETFs, that could really move the price. Whenever the Bitcoin ETFs launched, there was a big run up on Bitcoin, and it was very positive. Then we saw a pullback a few days after, and then the data started coming in, and Bitcoin really exploded higher. So I just want to mention that to you guys so you don't miss out on this opportunity. Where could Ethereum go? Well, If it does come down, I could still see it coming down to around this mid-range, around 3,500, or possibly going back down around 3,200. There's a lot of support in that area, but if Bitcoin continues to move up, I see Ethereum going up to the top side of this range first, right around 4,000. Then it may see a little rejection, come back down and test some of those lower levels before moving higher. Solana setting at 170. I am very bullish on Solana, and if Bitcoin goes higher, I could see Solana going right up and retesting that $200 level. It may consolidate there for a little while, and I still have a target on Solana around this $240 range here. I believe that could be coming up very soon. Long term, for this cycle, I could see Solana going up to maybe somewhere around $800, possibly a little more. Or if things get really crazy, it may go even much higher than that. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on Solana. We also have AVAX attempting to break out of this downwards trend line here. I thought we had kind of broken out of this and we were going to see a bounce here. But yeah, I don't know. This one may take a bit longer. I think it's going to happen relatively soon, though, because the gaming sectors are one of those narratives that I think will turn bullish here very soon, and AVAX will benefit from that. And they have a lot of other things that they work on as well. So I could see this going up and uh, reaching around this $50 level here very soon, possibly within the next week or two. We also have Cardano breaking this downward sloping trend, breaking out. It looks like Cardano may finally wake up here and start to move. Currently sitting at 48 cents, and I could see it going up to this top side of this range around 60 cents here as well. If you are interested in buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, Avalanche, and many more, you can do so over on iTrust Capital. I use iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital is a tax advantage IRA that allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7, low cost, with no monthly fee. Plus, they have over 4,500 plus 5-star reviews on Google, and there is a link down in the description below. What I like about iTrust Capital is they allow you to actually call them whenever you're setting up your account, and they have people you can actually talk to. All right, guys, don't forget to follow me over on X or Twitter at mindofthefinancier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can follow me there as well. I post anything that I see that has to do with the markets for stocks, commodities, and crypto. So yeah, guys, you can follow me over there. Happy Friday to you all. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. I hope you all have a great weekend. I probably won't make a video this weekend. Planning to work on some other projects, such as my drift car that I am building. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. Until next time, be legendary and take care. Peace.